Everyone good? Is it showing like a little ticker thing? Okay, I think that means it's live. So, but I know there's a delay. So, find out. Testing this out. Oh yeah, there it goes. So, all right. So this is case file 2023.02.101F. Thank y'all for making it and through the storm. So, say hi to everyone. We got Karen, Lisa, Valiska. Please don't judge us. We've been traveling all day.
We are tired. We look down.
So I thought we'd go over the outline of what we're gonna do tomorrow.
Okay.
It's really stressful. There's a lot that we're gonna do. We're gonna try to make it work. So just so you know, I did speak with the clients a little bit. They did have some experiences prior, like all this week, and then they were having experiences on the phone.
Really?
While I was talking to them. I did get part of it recorded. I'm so brain fried I didn't think to whip out my recorder faster, but while I was talking to them and they had me on speaker, they were hearing another voice come through the phone. And when I mentioned that the social worker who's working their case, they heard a voice say, "bitch." And then when I was talking later on, then all of a sudden they were like, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" So, you know, there's some stuff going on, but I told them that my phone is open in case something happened tonight. And, you know, so I got a little bit more additional information, like timeline and stuff. And as I was coming up with this outline of what we're planning on doing tomorrow, it's a lot, and we'll do our best. So we'll get together around 11 a.m. to go over everything again. If we need to do any additional like shopping, you know, then I don't know if there's a Staples nearby. I don't think so. But if we need to do that, we'll do those errands. That's Shell's phone.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
So, and then I'm estimating that we'll get to the location around 3:30. So then Shell will make sure that the inside of the house is cleared of nothing that's revealing of the client's identity. And so we'll kind of wait out, and then we'll start doing the walkthrough. I'll go, I might have one representative go to just take notes, while everyone else just kind of does team effort, get stuff inside the house. Anything heavy you can wait if you need my help with that. And then while I'm doing the walkthrough, I thought this would be a good time to document the property, so taking pictures, which is why it's important that we all have access to that drive, so we can take time to upload things. I also have a Canon camera, so we have the property, we have the exterior of the house, we have inside the house. When I do my walkthrough, it's mainly just the key points of like things that happen. It seems like the upstairs is the big focal point. Even the licensed clinical social worker was saying that there's something weird upstairs, but we'll get some pinpoints. I'll mark where we should set up equipment, tech, and then after that, then we'll kind of have a quick powwow. We'll start doing that thing that those of you who went to Shamrock loves so well, which is the wires, and trying to set up cameras. We still don't have mounts for them, so we're gonna do our best.
Our 2 tripods, big ones that I brought.
Okay.
They stand about this high.
Okay. I don't know if those will fit on those cameras that we got, but remember how we kind of did tape?
This one's they have the little screw, and I have a whole bunch of different. You'll see. I have a lot of parts and attachments that I brought into fittings that we can use for different cameras.
Got you. Okay. And So we'll do our best. The clients have allowed us access to their surveillance system, and we might let our remote investigators have access to it. I told them we only need, like, once the weekend's done, they can shut it off. So, but I guess there's like an app, and so we'll give that to them. So that takes us to, I mean, it sounds like it's very linear, but because we've got the two clients and we've got their son, and you know, there's a lot of information, and a lot of times when we show up, the clients they're ready to just tell us everything at once, and we have to kind of be like, we'll do it in stages. So we'll have that download, which again I know is not a popular term. Young people don't know what I'm talking about. Then I will sit down with the two main clients and do a primary interview, and I think Karen, you're gonna sit on that portion.
Okay.
So we're gonna take turns, and you'll do note-taking documentation.
Yes.
Lisa, you'll help Valiska with doing some tech stuff. That's cool with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna switch and talk with the son, and we'll see how that goes. At least I might have you in that one. Then by that time, Dr. Darren should arrive. He gets in at 2 p.m., which is way earlier than I thought. And then, you know, he does that whole airport thing and gets his car and then comes to the hotel. And, you know, so I'm hoping by the time he arrives, I'm done. And then Dr. Darren is going to meet with the family unit as a whole. And since Dr. Darren is a family systems therapist, the way he does things is he wants to meet with them as an entire unit, which in my training with counseling, it's a little mixture of that. And then also the social worker will be there for a little bit. And if that's the case, then this is where it gets really confusing, because there's a lot of key interviews that need to be done. And I know you've touched on interviews in training. I think it's important for you guys to sit in and observe. So we'll try to see how we can do all this. Then we'll have a meeting with the family, and together to kind of discuss what we're gonna do. And then they leave. We have dinner break. We drove through the town, and I had to catch myself. I almost said the town. And there seems to be some options, you know, so then we're gonna have the psychic walkthrough, which will be virtual through Zoom. And also there's other little notes when you look at the brackets, like it'll say like Valiska, get the radios together, and we'll dish those out. That's when we were kind of setting up tech. We might come up with some other ideas. They did find, Karen, some additional historical documents
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
that I said that we can go over tomorrow.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the clients will leave at a decent hour. We'll do the psychic walkthrough, and then we prepare for dead time. And so we'll discuss everything, and the investigation tasks, what we'd like to accomplish, and any experiments we want to try doing, and we'll break off into teams. We think we saw the house driving through, and if it's the case, it's a big house. But it's a nice looking house, but it looked creepy.
Okay.
Maybe it was because it was lightning and thunder.
Yeah. When we went through, you could not see anything. It was so dark.
Yeah. So we'll do dead time for a couple hours, and then it turns to informal. So essentially, I mean, you can't stop investigating when you're sleeping at the property. But, unless something major is happening, we'll kind of power down, and whatever happens, happens. And we get a good night's rest. What's that annoying voice I just heard?
It's you.
It's me.
Your annoying voice.
So, Saturday, I didn't do anything about Saturday yet because But our main goals and objectives for Saturday is some more one-on-one with the clients and reviewing any evidence that we've received and involving the clients in the investigation that night. But I also have some assessments that I want to do with the family and, you know, to document some stuff. Like I have an Adlerian lifestyle assessment, which is kind of like, it's a lot of family background. A lot of like, tell me your siblings, your sibling order, you know, what's your first memory, stuff like that. Dr. Darren has some assessments as well. Then I also have an assessment for stress and anxiety. And then we'll try to use that assessment periodically. So, it's a lot to do tomorrow. I'm anticipating it's not all going to go smoothly. But we'll do the best that we can, and it's a lot to do in less than 12 hours. So
We can do it. We can do it.
How you guys feeling?
Hyped up.
Hyped up?
Ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready to go.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so I want y'all to get some sleep and try to at least. And we'll talk privately after the broadcast is done about a few other things and hooking up to make sure we can all share things and whatever. So, yeah. Yeah? Yay. Is it the camera that's making everyone like blah?
Travel
I
camera.
know.
Travels at midnight.
At
Haven't
midnight.
slept in 2 days.
Yeah, I hear you. It's we're here.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
And the
It's
storm's
funny.
over. It's nice and calm now. Did
Oh,
you
it's
see?
good. It's good. There's more storms coming.
Are there? Oh.
Yeah, it's supposed to storm all night and all morning, and then it turns to like wind tomorrow night. So
What are the chances they could lose power?
I don't know.
That would be creepy.
Yeah.
I have some lanterns.
Okay.
It's happened before, so we'll have to be very careful with using Wi-Fi, depending on how strong the signal is or not. But like obviously, like we'll have breaks. Don't think that there's going to be a broadcasting device on you at all times,
Okay.
and especially if there's something that needs to be private. Like clearly, there's going to be some questions we ask where it may be sensitive that we won't be broadcasting, and then we have our traditional cameras to document some stuff too.
How's the client feeling tonight after you guys talked? I mean, are they scared? Are they okay? Or
I think the words were well, they were a little wired after the phone thing, but they said they were relieved, relieved that we're here, and they're just excited to meet everyone, and they're excited for answers. And I told them, I said, we're going to try as best as we can to identify. These are educated best guess to try to identify what might be there and why. But I said, look, the odds of us solving everything in 48 hours is very minimal. But we're hoping we'll find some answers. And so I think they're in a good spot, but I think that there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of stuff happening, private, personally with the family, with their dynamic, and then with the paranormal. So it's like as the paranormal's ramping up, stuff between the three of them is ramping up.
Okay. It's just feeding.
Yeah. So like one of the clients and the son kind of had an episode, or the son had an episode, and there was some, just a lot of emotion. So that's all I know right now, and we'll find out more about that tomorrow. And so yeah. So reminder again, especially now that we started the case. Any psychic impressions or even just normal feelings, write them down, document it, or talk to me about it. You're going to start seeing why we have that policy. So trust the process.
Of course.
Because, yeah, you'll see. And what else? If the clients, if you feel uncomfortable or out of your depth, say like while I'm talking to a client and the other client comes up to you and is like, "Ooh," you know, just use some of that unconditional positive regard, hear them out, try to document if need be. And by document I mean like even with a recorder. But if that's too much, like if it disrupts things, then you just listen. Do not do advice giving. And what else? If you see anything unusual, hit me up. You guys know some of the codes, we'll go over them again privately. And don't push yourself too far to where you might put yourself in some harm's way. So communicate with me, communicate with me, communicate with me. And I'll even pull you guys aside individually at times and feel like, how you doing? So, and then you guys will get to meet Dr. Darren, and I think he'll kind of be the same way. So, just as you guys are kind of confiding some things with me, Dr. Darren is kind of my person I've shared one or two things to. And he's shared a couple things with me, so it's kind of like we're all keeping it locked a little bit, and then when we have our downloads, we'll start seeing some pieces.
Okay.
So, I think that's it. A lot of stuff. So, I know, I'm just like, I got some McDonald's, which I'm like trying I'm trying to eat healthier. I saw the
Not today.
Yep. And I've got that burger waiting for me, but yeah. Okay, and special thanks to Shell for being our filmmaker.
Yes, absolutely.
Hopefully it all goes smoothly this weekend. If not, we apologize. And yeah, you go ahead and stop. We'll